2, 1.
Hi. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Online Comedy Show. We're so excited to be here today. Thanks for coming. This is a live streaming show.
I'm Chris Darwa, by the way.
And I am Benjamin Delahaye. I am from France.
I'm from Australia.
Yeah. And we're in Zürich, Switzerland. This is a live show. This is not some kind of influencer BS with some kind of, recorded video or whatever.
It's live, completely live.
It's live. We're streaming live from, okay, shut up. We're streaming live from Zurich, Switzerland, and we've learned a lot from our last show, haven't we?
This is the second one. We had a great time last time, but we did learn a lot of lessons.
We learned. So first of all, a lot of comments about us. These two guys are not respecting social distancing.
That's not true.
Yeah, that's not true. Because first of all, in Switzerland, you're allowed to hang out with 5 people maximum.
Exactly. And Ben only counts as 3.
Well, that's still 4, so that's not funny. I'm sorry. We learned that we sound much better with the mics. We've also learned that every comic that went on last time was saying, hey, can I swear on the show? Which sounded to me like, hey, have I made it to NBC? No, you've made it to YouTube, guys. Some of us have made it to NBC, but not.
Some of the people we got coming on tonight, right?
Yes, we have fantastic lineups for you tonight. We have top comedians from Hollywood, California. We have top comedian from Melbourne, Australia. And we've got people from Zurich, Switzerland.
I love them. They're the best. They try so hard.
Very comparable, of course. Guys, let's break it to you. You might hear the C word tonight.
That's one of my favorite words.
Yes, the Corona word.
Oh.
And we're very sorry, but we know you came here for something else tonight, but I am French. I believe in being an artist and commenting on society, and the word might come up tonight. Ugh. But it's okay. One of the other facts about Zurich, Switzerland is that it's one of the headquarters of Google.
I love Google.
I love Google. So, and I know that, one of the Google employees told me that she told all of her coworkers. So it's the question, are people from Google watching tonight?
Of course.
Yeah, stupid question. People from Google are always watching.
Google never sleeps.
No. And they might recognize Chris Darwa here not from comedy.
No, from my disgusting browser history.
Yes. But we're not here to talk about that.
No, we're here for a comedy show, which is cool.
Shall we get this show started?
Why not? We have got a fantastic lineup. Actually, we got the first comic coming up is from Hollywood. Ooh, Hollywood.
Ooh.
Super exciting. We had her on last week and loved her to death. You
so
excited? Yeah,
I'm very excited. She's a paid regular at Comedy House in Zurich. She's been on twice.
You paid her both times.
And I paid her both times. Well, so that was pretty regular. Yeah.
She likes that. She likes money.
All right. So this is as close as it gets to a live comedy show, except for one major point. Anyway,
this is pretty regular.
This is
what's like normally.
This is audience from Switzerland for you. All right.
Okay.
This is going to be a short, snappy show. So let's welcome to our online stage, Jessica Michelle Singleton.
Oh God, great to be here. I put on a bra for you guys. Don't know why. I've never needed one, and I don't need one now. Also, done wearing makeup. I'm done. I think we're all done, but forever. Why? Why am I painting my face to try to trick somebody into loving me? That's what I'm doing. It's an art form, and I know some of you ladies or whoever wear makeup, you're putting it on to highlight your features. Maybe you have great eyes, great lips, whatever. But if I put on makeup, it's a full mask. And after this, I've decided I can't do it anymore. He's going to catch me a month in with my face washed because I wash my face once a month, probably less now. And then I have to be like, hey, I was ugly the whole time. You're stuck with me now. You know what happens if you betray a witch? She keys your car. No, the real reason that I've quit wearing makeup is because at the beginning of my relationship, my boyfriend told me he would love me no matter what. So I was like, challenge accepted. Anyway, he dumped me, so he just left me in the dust. So I win, sucker. No, it's fine. Dating's hard. It's hard for me to stay in relationships, mostly because it's hard for me to find men who have enough confidence to be with me, just because I have such a strong personality disorder. I have a personality disorder. I get it from my mama. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a psychologist really fancy way of saying, well, let's take a look. Oh God, you're out of your fucking mind. What can you do? I grew up in a state of depression. Most people call it Alaska. That's where I'm from. It's a dumpster. Why is it even a state? You ever look at a map of America? Looks like America's tumor. It's just a big ugly thing hanging off the side. I'm pretty sure Eisenhower was just like, we can't have more Canadians running around. So we just tranquilized a trailer park in the South and shipped them up there. Like, get up there. Mate with your sister. We don't care. Bald eagles. By the way, I'm not excluding myself from that. As an American, I'm very white trash. My family makes Larry the Cable Guy look like a Kennedy. But what can you do? My mom actually moved us to Alaska after my dad abandoned me in a Waffle House in southern Mississippi, which is a restaurant, but it should be more of a landfill. It's basically a pile of shit that serves waffles. And that part is sad. I'm more of a pancake person. It was a rough year for my family. Somebody stole the rug. We were sweeping everything under. But I still go home once a year. We'll see this year, but I like to go home because it's a self-esteem boost because like they said, I live in Hollywood, California, where the mannequins on Hollywood Boulevard have breast implants and fake eyelashes. I can't even talk anymore, which I do sometimes steal, used to at least, just, you don't need those. Daddy needs a date. Maybe I'd get more dates if I stopped calling myself daddy. But it's easy to feel hot in Alaska because there's 4 guys for every girl, which sounds appealing until you get there. And if you can just imagine the most disgusting man in the world, just one eye, and he smells like salmon and cigarette butts, dresses like the brawny paper towel guy, but looks like the Charmin toilet paper bear. 4 of those are constantly revolving you, like little alcoholic moons everywhere you go. They're like, you sure are pretty. If I could rearrange the alphabet, if I knew it, I would put myself inside of you. And you have to be like, I don't think that's the pickup line, sir. I want to have your babies. Is that the Keystone Ice talking? And then they throw up on your shoes. And then you go home with them anyways because you haven't seen daylight in 9 months. So you hate yourself. My mom likes to say the odds are good, but the goods are odd. And now she's married to an illiterate mountain man who's missing appendages. And I'm supposed to draw on cheekbones and eyebrows for what? Every man on this stream who's watching, who's performing, they've had sex with at least one piece of furniture. Who cares? Put on your sweatpants and get out there, girls. We're going to be fine. Besides, the culture's shifting. You want to date a guy? Look him in the eyes and go, we're together now. Time's up. That's what I say every time I come. Time's up! Which is weird because I'm usually alone. All right, I'm Jessica Michelle Singleton. Thanks for having me.
Good evening. Welcome to Low Budget Online News. I'm Chris Darwa. Our top story, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has tested positive for coronavirus, becoming the first head of state to confirm they have been infected. When reached for comment, opposition leader Jeremy Corbyn said, quote, end quote. Following on from last week, on Monday, it was announced that the Tokyo Olympic Games will be moved to July 2021 after being postponed for a year because of the pandemic. Once again, IOC spokesperson Dick Pound took the stand to say, will everyone please stop making fun of my name? for real this time. In sad news, the co-writer and original singer of I Love Rock and Roll, Alan Merrill, passed away this week after contracting coronavirus. His daughter Laura shared the news, saying the 69-year-old had seemed healthy enough to play shows a few weeks ago. But she said she became suspicious during one show where he changed the lyrics to, "I am getting cold. I really hope it's not Corona, baby." In the UK, Prince Charles is out of self-isolation just a week after testing positive for coronavirus. The Prince of Wales spent 7 days self-isolating at his home until Buckingham Palace announced that Queen Elizabeth II is in good health, to which Charles responded, "We'll see about that." Also in the UK, 5 BBC radio stations will join up later this week for a broadcast aimed at getting the whole nation singing during the coronavirus lockdown. The initiative is designed to lift the spirits, said the BBC. Inspiration comes from Italy after their recorded quarantine sing-along went viral this month, leading people in many other countries, including Switzerland, to attempt to create their own national sing-along and giving the rest of us just one more reason to hate the Italians. In US news, Dr. Anthony Fauci, director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, went on CNN's State of the Union Sunday, speaking to the possibility that the US could see a dramatic rise in cases. But Fauci also said he really didn't want to be held to the estimate he gave. That estimate? Between 10 and 100 billion. Staying in the US, Iron Man 2 actor Keith Lawrence Middlebrook was arrested on Wednesday night after trying to solicit investment in his fake COVID-19 treatment pills from an undercover FBI agent. Middlebrook falsely claimed to have a remedy he had developed that both cures and prevents the infection. He promised investors significant profits and claimed he'd already received backing from NBA legend Magic Johnson. Bear backing. Now, corona is not his biggest problem. After ignoring several public health warnings, more than 40 spring breakers have tested positive for the coronavirus. Good. In Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 5 people are dead following a mass shooting Wednesday afternoon at the Molson Coors Brewery campus, confirming that despite coronavirus, it's business as usual for the US. It should be noted one of the unintended benefits of social distancing has been a dramatic decrease in school shootings. There has, however, been a dramatic increase in home school shootings, with the current total standing at 499. Canada is set to buy entry to most foreigners. In a statement by Justin Trudeau on Monday, the Prime Minister said Canadian travelers will be able to get financial assistance to help them with the costs of returning home, or to temporarily cover their blackface needs. What a great guy he is. Back in Europe, the Netherlands has become the latest European country to dump what it says is substandard Chinese-made equipment imported for the fight against corona, recalling more than 500,000 face masks from hospitals after they failed quality tests. What gave away the poor quality of the masks? On the side of each one of them, it said "Made in China." Oh, 500. Sorry, I just want some money. Anyway, in Singapore, a bid to overturn a law that criminalized gay sex has been dismissed by a high court, dealing a blow to the city-state's LGBT movement. Obviously not the blow they were hoping for. The High Court rejected appeals that argued the law was unconstitutional, and so Singapore currently sits alongside 70 countries that still criminalize same-sex relations, or as it's also known, keep the thrill alive. And finally, over fears of potentially spreading coronavirus, this year the Easter Bunny has been located and euthanized. Happy Easter, everybody. That's all from me. Now I'll be passing over to Nick Capper. Nick?
Hey, everybody. It's 4:40 in the morning here, so in Australia. So I thought, wow, what a great opportunity to perform. But then once you get up this early, you think, wow, am I a real pure narcissist? And that's the question you really have to ask yourself. I thought I would I don't know, try and run some ideas with my housemates to write comedy. And one of the ideas I was trying to come up with, when you can't explain something, and I said to my housemate, like I'm trying to write a joke about snow, like a thing made out of snow, like a guy with like a carrot, and he's like a snowman. I'm like, oh yeah, and I thought I'd make a funny joke and go, stop snowman-splaining me, but yeah, he didn't laugh at it. But anyway, so I don't know if you guys do this in around the world, who I'm talking to, but sometimes you might do a thing called a mangina. I don't know, you do it at parties. Guys can do them, girls kind of can't do them, which is fine. So when things crank up a notch a bit, what you do is sometimes you'll pull your pants down and tuck your penis between your legs. And then everyone will be like, oh, cool, that's so funny. Thanks for coming to the wake. And yeah, everyone will have a big laugh. They'll really turn things up. Thanks, Bill. So yeah, like I was trying to write a joke about manginas. And anyway, I just want to ask you guys, I brought in some drawings. I brought in some drawings to do. So what do you guys think this is? Do you guys think it's a vagina or a mangina? What do you think? I'll give you a bit of time. Vagina or mangina? Well, I guess that you're actually all wrong because it's a snowmangina. Anyway, this is what it looks like from the back. I was going to use a carrot as the dick, but I thought, an eggplant's better. Like if you did a carrot, then people would be going, why is his nose between his legs? It would really confuse people. I did a bit of traveling. I noticed that when you did traveling, I went to China, and in China, I learnt that the spoon is influenced by the beak of the pelican, just like chopsticks are influenced by the beak of the bird. I didn't know where the knife and fork comes from. I think the knife and fork comes from the yellow-titted fuck miner. This is what it looks like from the back. Anyway, yeah, and this next drawing, it's just some thoughts I was having. No, I've actually been playing a lot of Hangman lately. It's pretty cool, but lately I've been a bit too advanced for Hangman. It's only like 12 letters or something like that. So that's why I've started to upgrade things to electric chairman. Not only can you do words, you can do whole phrases, which is good. Really, really ramps things up. I sat next to a Japanese guy on a plane once, and this is how he played Hangman. Yeah, probably a bit dark. Anyway, it's cool that like chopsticks were influenced by the beak of the bird, because birds influence heaps of things. Like birds also influence planes, which is cool. Yeah, so that's nice as well. I thought I'd speak about an issue here that, on everyone's minds lately, and it's a huge, huge thing, and that is, and it's never been done in stand-up before, so I'd like to take a new take on it, and that is how men are different from women. So yeah, it's crazy. I was talking to my girlfriend the other day, and she is crazy. She is so different to me. She said to me, Nick, Mercury is probably the hottest planet because it's the closest to the sun. And I said, yeah, that's true. And she said, there's probably no ice on there. And I was like, what? No ice on Mercury? What are you, out of your mind? Okay. First of all, a lot of Mercury is in internal darkness. Okay. So the temperatures drop very, very low there. Also, there's this thing called combinative desorption, where liquid comes from the soil because it's so hot. Now, when liquid forms in these shadowed regions of Mercury, sometimes it can form ice. also, when asteroids crash onto Mercury, sometimes they bring ice with them, and the ice shatters, lands in the dark places of Mercury, and then it stays frozen. So, guys, that's why men are different from women. So, yeah. Also, thank you so much for having me. I've been enjoying working out in isolation. I was working out in a shed in the alleyway in my house, and I was doing pull-ups, and there was a man, homeless man, that was shooting up some kind of drug, and he said, "Don't mind me, mate." And I said, "Yeah, cool, we've all got our stuff going on." And then he started cheering me on, so that was kind of cool. I was like, yeah. He's like, "Come on, mate, you can do it. 1, 2, 3. And yeah, it really helped me out. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, this is the best personal trainer I've ever had, because, like, you know, he doesn't care. He doesn't care if I live or die. He just wants to see me go. So, guys, thank you so much for having me. I'd like to cross to someone else now. I forgot. Did I need to cross to someone else?
Nick Capper, everybody. That was fantastic, wasn't it? All the way from Australia. That's where I'm from. Sometimes I miss it. But then, you know, I'll hear Nick speak and I'm like, no, I'm good. So coming up next, we'd like to introduce our mindset coach. You met him last week and he's back for another appearance. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back Antoine Robin.
Good evening. Good evening, good morning. My name is Antoine Robin. I am a demotivational speaker and a negativity coach. Last week, I rewatched my speech, and of course, when a French artist watches himself, always think this is a shit. But it was especially hard for me to realize that I was not addressing the camera. Normally, I speak in front of people, I seduce with my eyes and with my voice, but it was a completely different setting. And I realized that what was missing was the relationship with the camera. And so I spent the whole week working on that, and I will show you a little bit what it looked like. So I thought, okay, I should really practice and be in this mode where I am always addressing the camera, doing some different facial expressions or emotions. And of course, for me, being French, the only way that I can build a significant relationship with this device is if I give it a name. So I called it Jasmine. And Jasmine was my video computer camera, and I looked at it. And after a while, you know, to spice things up a little bit, I started to invite it for dinner. So here we are on a dinner date, and we're having vegetarian salad, and things are getting pretty good. But I have to say, starting a new relationship in this confinement, things are very fragile. And very soon we had our first argument. It was tough. I felt like I lost a friend, and I have to tell you guys, one day I completely lost it. Okay, we had this massive fight, and I just yelled at it. I yelled at Jasmine, and like everybody that I've had a relationship with, Jasmine was broken inside after a few days with me, and she couldn't do anything. And I noticed that you know, Jasmine went away and she fell in love with another computer in the house. And I don't think I'm not judging, you know, I think computers can identify as whatever they want, but it's not the first time this is happening to me. And so a few days after that, I came to the living room, and I found those two having some intercomputer sex. And what happened after that, instead of feeling completely hurt, I actually couldn't help think about it all the time. I kept fantasizing about these two computers doing this sex together. And I decided maybe, you know what, this is my opportunity to have this ménage à trois. So one evening I lay down on the bed with the two computers on my side. As you can imagine, you know, close proximity, confinement, we started kissing. And we started a night of passionate love. And I have to admit, it got a little bit out of hand. Sorry, I wasn't meant to show that. This is, this was fun, actually. This isn't the craziest shit we did. This is us doing bondage with the Ethernet cable. And it was just, I've never felt so alive, you know, after all this. And then Jasmine called all the devices in the house, and this is the result. We were having this party together, and this was the best thing that's ever happened to me. But now the problem is, you know, I'm still in confinement with my wife and my children, and I got some explaining to do. And, you know, this is keeping me away from my family. And so I decided to cure myself from this new addiction that I developed. And I started a 12-step program called the HAA, Hardware Addicts Anonymous. And we had our first session this morning, and we're just, you know, we're working on this together. And this is not, you know, this is not easy all the time. Oops, no. This is not easy because, you know, there's never any way that you can be without this hardware. I was trying to make an outreach call to somebody I had heard in the past, and you know, I reached out for my iPhone, and I ended up having a quickie with the iPhone instead of doing what I should have been doing. And there's no way from it, because what's happening right now in this world of confinement, I can only interact with you through these terribly sexy computers. And okay, I'm gonna have to go away. Thank you so much. Thank you. Next time I'll have.
That was Anton Raban, ladies and gentlemen. I'm holding the same mic. This is gross. I'm gonna go wash my hands thoroughly. In the meantime, though, let's cross over Hollywood. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh God, I can't handle this mic. I'm so excited for our next act coming on. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Nicole Schreiber.
Hey guys, how's it going? This is fucking weird. What are we all just locked inside masturbating? Is that what everybody's doing? Is anybody not masturbating chronically? Raise your hand if you're not masturbating. And if you're masturbating, Jessica, Michelle, I know you're masturbating. Danny, if that's the face you make when you're masturbating, I'm worried. This quarantine needs to end, or I'm not going to have a vagina left. Anyways, who are we? How's this working? Yeah, it feels weird doing Holocaust jokes right now, but you know, aren't we experiencing some kind of a Holocaust? I'm a Jew. I have to talk about the Holocaust. It's like an obligation. Are there any other Jews here in the room? No? Just a bunch of anti-Semites? Oh, Danny's here. Danny's a Jew. Look at Danny, who's like a human inhaler. Oh, I love you so much. Nobody can see us. Nobody can see us? Wait a minute. Who am I doing the show for? Am I doing this for you guys? For other comedians? Okay. Anywho, Danny's a Jew. I'm a Jew. I'm excited about this whole coronavirus thing because I don't have to go home and see my mother, and now I'm a hero for not doing that. They can only see you. So I'm never going to see my mom again. She's probably going to die, hopefully. Fingers crossed. She's a bitch. I was home. Last time I saw her was for Thanksgiving, and I watched her carve the turkey using only tension in the room. It was really amazing. Jessica Michelle, you're laughing, and I don't know what you're laughing at. Me? Are you laughing at me? Smooth JMS. What did you do? What did JMS do? Anyhow, I don't. As a Jew, I'm a little confused about some Christian traditions, like for Christmas when you guys wear matching sweaters. Is anybody wearing matching sweaters? This is the part where I do crowd work. Do you and your family? Do you guys do matching sweaters? Oh, you fucking assholes! I hate you. One of my friends, her family, they did matching sweaters, or matching pajamas. The matching pajama thing. I'm fucking up my own jokes here because I haven't told them in 3 weeks because I've been locked inside masturbating. My friend was like, why don't you get it? What's not to get? And I'm like, well, I'm a Jew. We don't do matching pajamas. The last time we did, it didn't end well. It's a Holocaust joke. I feel bad about it. My ancestors are rolling over in their graves, their mass graves. Yeah, that's how many Holocaust jokes does she have? You're probably wondering. And I'll tell you, it's 6 million. There were 6 million of us. That is, sometimes people don't get that right away. It's a real slow burn. Okay, all right. That's it for the Holocaust jokes, you guys. Move on to the cum jokes. Anyone like cum? Cum is delicious. No, it's not. That's a lie. I'm a woman in my early to mid-late 30s, and I can say with 100% certainty that your cum's disgusting. I remember when I was in my 20s, if I was ever with a man, and he's like, where do you want me to come? I'd be like, anywhere. Love me. I'm fun. I love cum. Remember when you were in your 20s and you had to pretend like you liked cum, Jessica Michelle? Now I'm in my 30s. And I'm over it. I love it whenever a guy's like, babe, where do you want me to come? I'm like, in a napkin. And then leave. It's the 7-year anniversary of my abortion this month. Thank you very much. I'll hold for applause. You know, everybody always loves a woman making decisions about her body. I don't regret it at all. In hindsight, I'm pretty happy about it. I would say the hardest part for me about having an abortion was the traffic coming home. LA is the worst. Oh man, the 405 during rush hour is just gridlock. I was white knuckling it the whole way home. I was like, I'm gonna lose it again. Good stuff. When this whole Corona thing happened, I'm just running. I just have my jokes here, just going through them. Like it's like it's a grocery list. I'm just letting you guys know what I need. I was in Las Vegas when the whole coronavirus thing happened, which is a horrible place to be when there's no coronavirus, but it's extra worse when there is. I was in the elevator and I watched a man just use his finger and he just pressed a button. His bare finger, he raw dogged a button. He raw dogged a button, and it wasn't any button, you guys. It was the ground floor button. The ground floor button, the cum dumpster of elevator buttons. He raw dogged it in front of me like it was nothing. I've been using my feet to press elevator buttons for years. And in the middle of a fucking global pandemic, he's just fucking finger fucking an elevator button that everybody is finger fucked. It was really upsetting. I'm good though, you guys. How much longer am I here doing this? Am I done?
30 seconds.
30 seconds. All right. Yeah, a homeless guy called me a cunt yesterday. He asked for money and I was like, sorry. And he was like, what a cunt. And I was like, sir, you are not wrong. But I think it's never acceptable to call a woman a cunt. And if you do, the only time it's acceptable is when if you're fucking her and you're just hammering away and you're like, oh my God, what a cunt. This is terrific. Okay, that's it.
Hello, Nicole Amy Schreiber.
So glad we could give you a break from masturbating yourself senseless to do comedy for 5 minutes.
That was good.
That was awesome.
Nicole, that was helped throughout the set by Jessica with some very useful cues. Thank you so much for that background work, Jessica. Teamwork. That was amazing.
All right. Time to mention.
Coming up next is a Zürich comedian.
I thought you wanted to mention the other thing.
Oh, yeah, the other thing.
Cheap bastard. Donations.
Oh, yeah.
Donations.
I'm so sorry.
Right after the Jewish coming, we're like, and now we want some money. So here's the deal. We have a donation button. Nicole's disapproving look was perfect. All right. We have a donation button on the YouTube page. You guys are watching them right now. They can just click on that, right?
Exactly. It's right there. Here. There you go. Right now. Oh, fuck. Okay, you got the point.
Donations go towards improving the quality product that you're watching right now. It'll be fantastic. So if you got something you want to donate, the show's only going to get better, and we get more acts like Nicole and Jessica, and like our next guy coming up.
Exactly. Our next guy coming up is from Canada.
He is from Canada. He's going to take us on a deep dive through Swiss flags. Ladies and gentlemen, over to Karen Egertson.
Hey, so my name is Karen Egertson. I do not have an Instagram, so I have no idea what the fuck this is going to say when it hits YouTube. I want to thank all you guys for tuning in, especially you foreigners who thought that a Swiss comedy show would be the thing to watch this time of the day. You may have been disappointed to hear that there is actually, I think, only one Swiss comic joining us. Maybe you shouldn't be so disappointed. You know, as a foreigner, I'm going to try my best to essentially teach you something about this country. For example, Switzerland comprises 26 cantons or regions. And while you probably know Switzerland as neutral, they have fought in more wars in their history than the US has fought in this decade. Of particular interest are the 5 times that Zurich and Lucerne have gone at it. Now, allow me to elaborate. This is the Zurich flag, and this is the Lucerne flag. So you can imagine these guys all walking into a battle in their blue and white and looking across the battlefield at the other guys in their blue and white and thinking, ah, fuck me, I'm colorblind. Not a lot of people died in these wars because when the fighting got tough, the soldiers realized they could just lean over and be on the winning side. The First Religious War specifically had 0 deaths, which is why I personally prefer to call it the First Religious Kerfuffle. Now, in 1352, Lucerne and Zurich realized that they had something else in common, deep hatred of the canton of Zug, a sentiment that survives to this day. So Lucerne and Zurich proceeded to declare kerfuffle on them. Being outnumbered, the clever canton of Zug thought, this will confuse them good. So now we have 3 neighboring cantons with 3 almost identical flags and 3 mutually unintelligible dialects. But when you include townships in the equation, we can see just how deep the copyright infringement runs. First, we have Cassonay from the canton of venereal disease, just a lazy Lucerne flag, not trying very hard to stand out. We've got Zug on a ski piste, zoomed out Zurich, and zoomed out Lucerne. We've also got crosses, obviously, slanted crosses, thicker slanted crosses. And this town realized that by inverting half of the flag, they could cut down on fabric waste. Good example of Swiss efficiency. We have classic mountains, drunk mountain, and 2 mountains touching tips. And at first, I thought that this was a rather impressive mountain until I discovered it represents Uetliberg, the 4,376 tallest peak in this country. And of course, we have rivers and more rivers. And this, which the town calls an abstract design, which I guess is exactly what I would say if my flag idea came from a lava lamp. And this town, who calls these clouds, I call them Smurf scrotums. We have friendlier Japan, and then a star, stupid star, star with a line, star over a river, 3 stars and a cross. I mean, I called the Swiss clever, but I will not call them creative. And if you think social isolation is getting you depressed, just remember that it has been 47 years since the moon last had any human contact. But just wait for it. We have more stars and more stars. You might think these are pretty similar, but I think you'll find that just like the Fahrenheit system, this second flag is about 30 degrees off. Then we have 3 more stars, 3 moons, 3 more full moons, and with 3 diamonds, that gives us a pretty good poker hand. We've also got duck, 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 or as you may know it, never-ending duck, duck, goose. And finally, a trio of Justin Trudeaus. Next, oh, that really came out of the blue. So this flag is exactly how a rural Swiss town thinks evolution works. And this next flag, established in 1946. We also have this bud, this budding bromance, and this mature bromance aged in an oak cask. Finally, I would like to give you my favorite Swiss flag of all. Apparently not, it's not here. So I'm gonna make this my favorite Swiss flag, a mature bromance. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you later.
Brilliant.
Karen Eggerson!
Wow. Karen Eggerson, botching the ending there.
Karen, thank you so much. This is going to help me for my Swiss nationality test.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for proving us that there is a lot of diversity in Switzerland.
Ooh, speaking of diversity, should we switch to our next act?
Yes, our next comedian comes all the way from Switzerland.
Oh, no.
No, sorry. Our next comedian comes all the way from Hollywood, California.
What's going on here? Are you having a heart attack right now?
Yeah. That'd be great. That'd make the show worth it.
It'd make it very viral. Well, our next comic is coming all the way from Hollywood, California, and has a pretty interesting couple of credits, right?
Yes, he's been on the Colbert Report. He's been on what did you say? Couple? I don't know about another.
Okay, we got that one. Fantastic. The Colbert Report, and I can't wait to see this. This is gonna be fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome
Danny Joe.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Let's start with, I was on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert, not the Colbert Report. My credits aren't that old. What an exciting, it's fun. We can see up top and I get to just see them go, guys, it's great to be here. Let's all just remember the good old days when Nicole Amy Schreiber couldn't figure out how technology worked. That will be my favorite moment of this entire thing. Just watching a 30s grandma discover how to use her computer. This has been such a fun show. I'm really excited to be here. I do want to say the best joke of anybody's so far has been from Mike Gledhill on the comments, who in the middle of Nick commented, "This looks like a porno version of Frozen, but I'll let it go." That's the top joke of the day. I won't top it. And Mike, you should have been called out for it, and I want to commend you. Hilarious. Here's what I do, guys. I'm a comic. I don't have flags. I got nothing. I got no cool effects. This is the most effects I could do, and it's just a simple background. I'm a ranty comic, if that makes sense. I don't know if you guys are ranty in the comments, but it's just like, you know what I'm talking about when you go to parties and you're just like carrots or whatever your thing is. So I got 2 rants I've been working on, and this is I used to do this in front of crowds, and now I do it for you guys. Here we go. First one. I got a friend. I made right before this, and I'm really frustrated by it. I made my first just like dumb, beautiful guy friend. You owe it to your life to have a dumb, beautiful guy friend. He's just so gorgeous and stupid, and it's just incredible. It's like walking around with a baby. It's like everything's exciting to him. He'd be like, "Do you know how many people are in the world?" It's like, "Oh, Mike, he's so cute." He was so he literally at one point he's just like, "How do microwaves work?" And it's crazy because he's so beautiful. Everybody treats him like a baby. Everyone's just like, "You're great." Nobody communicates them. It's to have it, but he is so good looking. He took his shirt off for me, and he has all the abs. He has every single ab. It was like 17 abs. It was incredible. He had one on his shoulder. Might have been a tumor. I couldn't tell, but it was absolutely gorgeous. He's so beautiful. And the sad thing is that is why he's dumb. Because he started working out with me, and I was like, I don't know if anybody here has a dumb, beautiful friend, but the only way to have abs is to work out it's all he does. He eats nothing fun. He sleeps 12 hours a day. He gets no enjoyment out of life. Every ab he has, those are 10 books that he should have read that he didn't because he was making those abs. And then we make him put on a shirt. My biggest rant about this is that Mike should not have to wear a shirt. If you have abs, I truly believe you should never have to wear a shirt. That is your art. That's his art. That is what he has created with his life. And then we make him wear a shirt. It's fucking horseshit, dude. If you went into an art gallery and you see beautiful art on the wall, you appreciate the art. You don't make them turn it around. You're like, hey, turn it around. You're making the rest of us feel bad. Just let it live. And the argument I hear is like the unrealistic expectation of beauty, I guess. But I just come back to that with like, yeah, but that's his art. He's great. We all appreciate things that are great in the world, and we don't necessarily shoot it down, you know? I used to go before all this happened. I used to go watch a ton of sports, and I would watch like LeBron James play basketball. I knew that was like a professional. I never like watched him play, and the next day was like shooting hoops, missing, being like, what the hell is happening? I was watching LeBron yesterday. He was hitting all these shots. That LeBron James creates an unrealistic expectation of basketball. It's like, I let him do it. All right. That's rant number 1. Rant number 2. When is porn going to save us from all this? Has anyone else yet had the moment where you're like, oh yeah, porn is going to save us? They're the thing that saves us every time. Porn technology is what's going to get us out of this. And the porn industry is always first to everything in technology. Always. Remember when the internet first showed up? Remember those days? It was just like, we're all going to learn. Or early internet optimism. Where it's like, hi, I'm the internet. We're all going to learn. We're all going to meet each other. And then the porn industry was like, no, you're not. Well, you're going to learn, all right. Let's make some money, boys. And they went in there and they changed the game. And you forget this because they were seamless about it. The porn industry is brilliant. You realize they knew they had to show us what the internet was going to become. So what they did, and you forget this, the porn industry invented the pop-up ad. Remember the day porn found you online? I remember the day for me. It was a big day for Danny. I remember because I was learning. I remember I was learning. I was being like a good boy, and I was like asking Jeeves, and I was doing all the things I was supposed to do. And then all of a sudden in the middle, it was just like boobs. And I was like, oh, do we not have to type shit in this anymore? Do they just know what we're thinking now? What's going on? And then they were first to everything else online from that day forward. They were the first to pop ads. They were the first to video hubs, put it all in one place. Smart. First to user-generated content, get us on the creation. Brilliant. They were first to diversity casting, which nobody ever gives them. This might be the last thing I say. Nobody ever gives them the credit they deserve on this front. Right now, Hollywood is in the middle of being like, we're doing it. 15 years ago, the porn industry was like, okay, we can't have 2 white leads and everything. What are we doing here? Let's get this white guy out of here. Let's bring in 11 black men and let's make something for everybody. And now Hollywood has the audacity to be like, Crazy Rich Asians, we're doing it. It's like, that's the name of a porn from 10 years ago. You've done nothing. Those are my 2 rants. And I just want to say once again to Mike Gledhill, congratulations. You still have the joke of the entire stream. If you liked me, follow me on shit or don't. You guys are awesome. Thank you for doing this. Everybody stay safe. Goodbye.
Danny Jules, ladies and gentlemen. Danny Jules, I apologize. In Switzerland, we don't know that Stephen Colbert had a new show.
He does?
Yeah, is he still doing the same character, or what's happening? Sorry about that, Danny.
Also, like, about porn saving the planet. When? It is. Like, right now, this is the moment. The only reason Ben's family is still alive is because of porn, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Good. Okay, well done for citing Mike Gledhill. This is really an all-star show. Mike Gledhill, sorry about the accent, Gledhill. Okay, He's like a celebrity, local celebrity
Really?
from the Facebook group Zürich Together.
I had no idea.
Yes, so big up for Zürich Together. We know we
Nice.
have a lot of viewers from them.
Thanks for being here.
And well done for stealing the show, Mike.
Speaking of people from Switzerland being here, our next comic is Swiss.
Good transition.
Nice.
Smooth. Our next comic is from Bern, Switzerland.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
Christian
Braeker.
Braeker.
Good evening. Hi. We're hearing all these gloomy reports about how the economy is tanking. Let me give you the Swiss perspective of crisis economy. Now, with Donald Trump talking about being a wartime president, let me be your wartime banker. After all, I am Swiss. I wear a tie, so I must be trustworthy. And Switzerland has hundreds of years of experience in this sort of scenario. So I have my 5 recommendations of investments, how you can boost your portfolio. Number 1, coffins. Pardon me for stating the obvious, but coffins are a big hit right now in Europe. The model behind me retails for a smooth British pounds 370. Give Bojo another week or so, and this might easily rise to 450, which is, after all, 22% performance on your investment right there. Interestingly enough, coffins didn't retail that well in China. They're more of a burning people kind of people. So choose your markets right if you start investing in coffins. There's also an interesting side market that you can do. You can start investing in undertaker businesses. However, you have to be cautious there as well. Some of it might get nationalized. Coming up in number 2 is webcam hosting. Now, many lucrative businesses and industries have dried up in recent months, namely prostitution, the aviation industry, or literally anything that requires human contact. The camgirl and web content industry for paying customers comes in nicely, providing a service in an absolute buyer's market. With many people looking for new opportunities to put bread on their tables, you can swoop in as the business angel with a heart of gold that you are, providing a somewhat safe working environment where harassment is neatly channeled in online chat rooms. And also, don't forget how the cam game works, just as a reminder for everyone. Number 3. Again, sorry for stating the obvious, gold has had a rally for 20 years and it looks like it's continuing that way. Now, with your grandparents facing the maker maybe a little bit earlier than anticipated, it becomes prudent to check their teeth before you send them to the hospital for their checkup. Number 4, the loan business. Now here, this is for the more advanced investor, but given this crisis, there is some interesting opportunities here. See how many restaurant owners are struggling paying their bills? Just take them over for 100% stake of their business and create your own little kitchen and restaurant empire. Last but not least, the masks. Now, let's talk about hygiene masks. You have 2 options. Either you already possess the production line so you can squeeze the market right then and there, which is what you should do, or you don't, and you have to come up with a solution to produce them. Now, you might at home have like a cleaning lady or a cook that doesn't really have anything to do. So give them your old chinos and they cut some fresh masks out from them and you can sell them for a profit. And now I want to close with this. My old friend, Gal Gadot, told me the other day that we need to do something for the poor. We need to do something for the downtrodden. And I think the only thing, and she did the right thing there, the only thing we can do is sing a song that was written many, many decades ago. However, I'm Swiss, I'm a banker, I can't sing. Just keep investing, you guys. Thank you very much.
Well, that was financial advice from the devil. Thanks so much, Christian.
Thank you, Christian Braeker. Guys, we got 2 more comedians left on our show tonight.
Only 2.
Only 2 left. Hang in there. So, by the way, before we go to the next comedian, again, we have a donation button at the bottom. As you know, all the comedy shows have stopped worldwide. So all the comedians on the show will appreciate your donations. Comedians from LA, comedians from Australia, Zurich, etc. Guys. So
I'm both. Does that mean I get 2 donations?
No. So coming up next, our penultimate comedian.
Our penultimate comedian, and he's the host of a apocalypse tip series, which is very helpful given the current situation. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go over to
Harry Fücks.
Mutation. Infection. Insomnia. Hi everybody. Welcome. I'm Harry Fücks. Welcome back to my apocalypse bunker. It's good to see you all again. Since last time, I've been doing a little bit of decoration. You know, it's important in times like this so we don't forget traditions like about rabbits that lay chocolate eggs. You know, these things matter in the apocalypse. So I'm back again today to give you guys some more healthy and useful tips about the apocalypse, so that you can have a joyful and spiritual apocalypse experience. So let's dive into this. All right, of course, a lot of you are spending a lot of time on social media because it's a choice between social media and masturbation, and sometimes social media wins. And so let's begin by an important topic. We're done with the corona memes. Things like this, every meme about the coronavirus has been done. There is nothing left funny to extract. It's time that we flatten the curve on corona memes. That stuff is over. Are we good with that? Okay, could you do that for me? Thank you. All right, now some of you are on Instagram, and I see some of you making a very bad mistake right now on Instagram, posting pictures of butts and legs and juicy parts of their body like their lips. And this is a very bad idea, because the moment we have hungry mobs out there roaming looking for people, this is like tagging yourself, saying, I am a juicy morsel. So stop that today. That's a bad idea. And can we just stop this forever? I'm talking about 50-year-old duck face. You know, there's just no time that 50-year-old duck face is okay. The only time is if both your parents are ducks. And in fact, ducks only live for 10 years. So the universe actually has no place for 50-year-old duck face. Let's stop that, even without coronavirus. All right, moving on. Now, many of you are parents, and you know, you're locked up with your kids these days, and it's proving hard. Well, I got a few tips for you. First thing is education. You know, this is the model that everybody dreams of, the kids being the center of attention, but it's time we end that. It's time that we teach our kids that children should be seen and not heard. And that's why I recommend one of these gags. It's cute, and it will get those little fuckers to shut up. Perfect. Okay. Career advice as well. Now, we did want our kids to be rocket scientists and doctors and Instagram influencers, but sorry guys, that's over. Teach your kids to aspire to things like being a peasant farmer, or a medieval knight, or an undertaker. Things that are going to be actually useful in the apocalypse. And of course, some of you are hoarders, you know, and I don't want to criticize any hoarders today. I think hoarding in general makes sense, but I'm seeing some of you make a big mistake on your hoarding. You're hoarding toilet paper. That's not the right thing. That just makes your house more flammable. Things you need to think about hoarding include presents. Get your Christmas shopping in today, because by December, this is how your town high street's going to look. So get the Christmas shopping done now. That's a smart decision. And another thing you need to collect is pretty stones, you know, like gemstones, stuff like this. Because when all your pension and your savings and your investment look like someone threw them in a volcano, it's going to be back to the barter system. So that's a good tip for you right there. Now, of course, there's one more important tip. Collect condoms. Even if they're used condoms, that's okay, because I know a lot of you are at home right now, you're feeling very lonely and very horny. And when the lockdown finishes, the fuckopocalypse begins. All right, everybody. See you next week and have a happy apocalypse.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. That was Bane with an eating disorder.
Harry Fücks, ladies and gentlemen.
Jesus, so hard on that F.
Fux. Okay, we have one comedian left, guys.
Just one.
One comedian. He's from South Africa.
Ooh.
And a regular on the Zürich scene, because there is a scene. Okay.
Oh God. All right. Yeah, that was something no one needed. I just got the most horrible image of what must be like being your wife. Anyway.
Okay. Anyway, coming up next is our last comedian of the evening. Please welcome to the stage, Dean Ira.
Oh, fuck, I'm live. Sorry about that. I apologize. Good times. I've been really bored, clearly. Yeah, guys, I'm talking hot topic tonight. Coronavirus, obviously. Small disclaimer. I did actually have the virus at some point, or at least I think I had it, but it turns out that they don't test foreigners in Switzerland. So I guess we'll never know, right? You know, so at least having the virus, it feels like it's given me some license to joke about it, right? Like you can't participate in the Tour de France unless you've taken steroids, right? Or you can't pretend to care about the environment if you're still eating meat, right? So speaking of not eating meat, and perhaps the cure of the coronavirus can be found in like a byproduct of animals, right? So I think perhaps the Indian people have discovered something I'm going to quickly share with you.
ऐसे सारे कीटाणु नष्ट हो जाते हैं इससे। कोरोना वायरस क्या है कि ये एक रोग के बैक्टीरिया ही तो होते हैं।
Correct. They're drinking cow urine. They believe that drinking this urine can get rid of the coronavirus because they say it's a bacteria, right? I love how the guy drinking the piss he's so polite. He's drinking it, but keeping his lips away from it, you know, not spreading the germs on the cup. Ridiculous, right? I'm sure we've all seen the other videos of the police in India beating people outside their home with sticks, right? Which is a little bit of a crazy thing. I love it though, because drinking piss and whipping people with sticks is exactly the type of pornography I'm into, right? I've never been more attracted to Indian police before. Moving on, in South Africa, the country where I'm from, shout out to South Africa and fam for watching. So like, yeah, some countries like South Africa, they've employed a more fascist idea into disciplining the public, right? So this next video, watch and see how this policeman, you know, is struggling to get people to obey him, and see if you can spot the moments that he realizes being a fascist dictator is the way forward.
Don't engage them, because if you engage them, they come to you, then they are breaking the law.
This is not the way. A highly restrictive 21-day...
Please, 1 meter away, do this, Ceci.
Stay 1 meter away from each other, you disease-ridden rats. I love how he's disappointed. He says, man, I can imagine Hitler, and hopefully, pray to God, Hitler sitting in his bunker at the end of World War II was also like, man. I think one lesson we can all take away from this is that fascism still doesn't work. But seriously, stay the fuck away from each other, South Africa. So also, I think that this is the first time in South African history that apartheid might actually be a good thing. I didn't think I'd ever say that. Oh my God. I feel really weird saying that out loud. So listen, I don't condone discrimination. You know, I think it's all time for us to band together. And, you know, what pisses me off is countries that kind of perpetuate racist stereotypes. Like they, like Trump calls it the Chinese virus, right? But like, say when you go to China and you eat Chinese food, the Chinese don't call it Chinese food. They just call it food, you know? Or when you're in Thailand and you go for a Thai massage, they just call it a happy ending, right? So yeah, some people I think have enjoyed the benefits of the kind of discrimination and the separation of everyone at the moment. For example, the next videos about these Swiss hikers. See how much they enjoy kind of having a hike at the moment.
The Stockhorn in the Bernese Alps.
Yeah, also it is very wonderful that there are no Chinese tourists here in the mountain. We can see everything, and it is very open.
Right? Wonderful hiking time. You know what? Given the benefit of the doubt, though, I think being in Switzerland does allow people to feel a little bit safe when it comes to a crazy pandemic, right? Like I was on the train the other day, and we were all sitting on the train, and we got a notification from the newspaper saying first case of corona detected on the train, right? And everyone got the notification at the same time. They're all freaking out, looking at each other. Oh my God, is it you? Is it you? Is it you? And then further reading, it said that you can only catch the virus through human contact. So all the Swiss people on the train were like, thank God for that, we're gonna be fine. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, message from me, please stay the fuck home. Dad, I'm looking at you specifically. I know you're stubborn. And then for the rest of you that are staying home and crazy masturbating like myself, I salute you. Thank you guys, and good night.
You're on mute. Just as a quick note, we don't endorse segregation or apartheid of any kind here at the Online Comedy Show.
Well, I think this is really the most comfortable moment to ask one last time for donations.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
So there is a donation button in the description of the show. This is the first link. All the professional comedians
will give one more punch to Dean just for you.
So please support the show. This is also how we can pay comedians. Thank you so much for attending tonight. We have 200 viewers right now. That's like 60 more than before.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Thank you so much for coming, guys, and thank you for all the comics who came along. It was so great to have you here.
Yeah, this was Online Comedy Show.
Thanks, Ben.
See you next time. See you next week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.